Or at least the background.
It's someplace nice. So there we go.
There we go. That's the first time it's said that to us since I muted it.
All right,
Okay.
call the meeting to order.
7 o'clock.
6:59. Let's
Okay. And
we'll do the roll call.
Tom Heisler, Guy Hoffman,
Present.
Karen Pagliaro,
Present.
and Mary Catherine LaRose.
Present.
LaRose. Sorry, my mouth is not functioning.
All right, we have 4, so we do have a quorum. We can continue on with our meeting. It's not on here, but we do have the minutes from,
Oh, yep.
so I don't know if
Sorry.
we need a motion to do the minutes.
Add them.
Yeah, the minute.
So do you want a motion to approve the minutes?
Just to put him on the agenda. And then we'll
So-
approve.
Could
I
you
move
second?
that- I can second, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. And they did go out in the email. I don't know if everybody got a chance to
Yeah, I did.
look at them. And there's a typo or two. I don't think we have to worry too much about.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
with
other than that, I didn't see anything.
Okay.
If we really needed to address. So, do we have a motion to accept the minutes?
So moved.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you. And then on to commission business, public land, trail and trail information.
being such lovely weather. Nothing that you have to talk about, learn about, you know, the more property. Will be, you know, watch for that if the town's doing something. I don't really have anything else when, at this point.
Right. And then nothing new on the Chamberlain Highway property, right?
No, they're coming before the Planning and Zoning Commission next week.
Okay.
So that'll be, and then we'll be sending them to town council for the town council under whatever guidance we get from our corporation council, or the town attorneys will then figure out what the process is to actually move the easement, because that's legalese and legal paperwork that we have to just make
Yeah.
sure is done properly. So it may take some time because of that. But I think everybody endorsing it is the important thing, and they've gotten that from this commission. So
Is there any reason for me to attend that, to relay that person or?
no, it's in the staff comments. So we put it in
Yeah,
the
that's what I think.
what we route around, and it's in my staff report. It's not already. It'll be in our staff report from our department.
I don't think it's going to be that controversial.
I think it will be recognized as the parking there has been an issue for a very long time.
Okay. Good. And then, I guess our biggest item of the night, the Hathaway Brook Garden. Discuss the 2026 season. Including the applications and the rules.
So we'd like to get the applications posted hopefully this week. By the end of the week, we're hoping. That's what we've been telling people that have been calling in. It's, you know, sometimes in January, sometimes it's earlier, sometimes it's later. Certainly February is not too late to start the, you know, second week. But there had been, this commission had raised some concern about a couple of the rules or looking at them. I will note that we did invite Carol, the garden coordinator, to come to the meeting, and she reached out to me just before the meeting that she's not feeling well at all, including coughing and can't talk very well. So she submitted a couple of comments to me and a little highlighted a highlight of the rules that, where she thought something might be able to be tweaked. So we can discuss that. We also have the rules as Karen, Commissioner Pagliaro had highlighted a couple of things or redlined a few things, and we have that I'll share both on the screen shortly. I do have to share them separately because I don't know how to do a split screen for sharing. I'm not even sure I can. That's a feature. But I will note that a couple of years ago, I don't think it was last year, I think it was the year before, but I'm not sure. Steve, I think Ashley was already working here, and I worked to kind of change up the language just a little bit in a couple of places. Primarily a couple of issues, but primarily it was to make it fit on one page and make it clear. And we, eliminated things that didn't work. So because we didn't want it to roll into, pages and pages of rules. So some of the phrasing, if I comment on why something's phrased some way, that might be why, because it made it stay on one line instead of bleed to another line that was going to flip us to a new page. So that's where we're at with that. Let me just give me a minute to get these up. Let's see, this one is the one from Karen. So that one. Okay, so share. Come on. What's it doing? There we go. This is the first one. That'll go away in a minute so everybody can see. I'll try to make it a little bit bigger.
That's good.
That's good enough? Okay, thank you.
Yep.
I'm glad you can see it. So
May I speak about this since I did it?
I think I should. I mean, it's up to chair, but I would think that would be appropriate.
Yes,
Okay, so I thought that what we should do is make things more clear. And there were a couple like little mistakes, like in the first line, there was not a parentheses. I added that. And instead of saying have access after the season, I put closing date again, because it's a bit more specific. At C, there was a number 1. We didn't need that. And then I can't push it down, though. You'll have to move it down. And then they had talked about people who didn't, there was no resolution after there was, like, I'm going to say a complaint. So again, I tried to make it a little bit more specific. So 7 days after 1 week, if there's no resolution, 7 days after the second notification, no resolution, a written warning would be sent. And instead of putting sent, again, I feel like it needs to be specific, mailed to the address on file. Let's see. Then I again, placed in the barrel composer. I don't remember what that was about, and nor I agree to change the water in the bird bath next to the well when water is dirty.
Karen?
Yep.
Can you hear me? Can we
Yes.
go back to E? Let's go back to
Sure.
E.
Sure.
Because I, from the staff standpoint, we'd like to discuss that a little bit
Sure, go for it.
without, like shirking our responsibilities as staff. Putting the, making it as firm as the exact time period. I see a couple of issues with staff with regard to that. For instance, compliance, if it's inclement weather, if someone's away on vacation, we want the garden to be a positive experience for those that are attending. Even if they're breaking the rules, we want to give them an opportunity to rectify any mistake they have without kind of punitive damages, so to speak. Give them that opportunity. But then, so that's where if there's no attempted resolution after 1 week, and it's kind of plays off the way we handle zoning enforcement. We try to reach out to people, we try to get resolution, we want that, and we escalate it, what I feel is appropriately, and
So what are you
what
saying that you want to put in?
staff time can handle. So the
Okay,
second part of it, where it says 7 days after the notification and mailed to the address, those are, especially the 7 days, that then puts the pressure on staff to prioritize that happening within 7 days and leaves us subject to appeal or, oh, well, you didn't mail it within 7 days, so now I get a free pass again. It's kind of those legalese things that we're always dealing with. And so I'd rather not have that definition there.
So I guess I disagree with you because I think if no attempted resolution, you could change to 30 days. But if they're not doing anything after 30 days, I think it's reasonable for staff to be on top of this. So I guess I don't agree. I think that, and I guess my thought is I'm coming from like a director position that we have to close things out and not leave it like just hanging there. And that's my thought. Obviously, Tom and Guy and Mary Catherine can chime in.
Karen, if I could say, I think that a week might be a little short and a month is too long when you're talking about a growing season if someone has a complaint.
And you're
So
right. I
maybe
agree.
something in
So
between.
2 weeks, 3 weeks,
Or 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
From the staff standpoint, what I'm trying to grapple with is why the professionalism of staff and the garden coordinator can't be relied upon to get reasonable compliance within a reasonable period they have to be compliant. If we don't set ourselves up for a challenge on a certain number of days, then we can work with somebody to fix it.
So
And I guess
understand
that's
what you're
where, and that's
saying.
our professionalism. We have a professional staff that's dealing as well as the garden coordinator. And sometimes Carol does things and sometimes we do things. And it really,
Right. So
but we
then-
have priorities.
Yeah, and I understand that, but I also feel that, you want people to enjoy the experience, but those that are not providing it and that can be causing concern for other gardeners, you want it to be made fixed. So if we say 2 weeks and then instead of 7 days, then a second notification will be mailed and then put in, like, if there's no response after the second notification within another week, then they mail it. I think we have to have some specifics in there because if you don't, there's no way to close it down. That's my thought. I don't know how you all feel.
I just wanted to, I'm not sure I understand. So where does Carol come into this if there's a dispute between the gardeners? Is she like the first person to try to resolve it and then it goes to the town employees? How does it work?
Usually we have had gardeners who in the past, and we have had a wonderful experience with the garden for the last several years where we get very few calls from the gardeners. A number of years ago, we were regularly getting calls from a gardener or two who well, they didn't want to talk to Carol, or they didn't want, and I don't even want to say Carol, whoever the coordinator was at the time, or whoever was at the garden, maybe it was the plot person next to them. The communication within the garden of the gardeners themselves, and again, Carol isn't here to talk to us because she's ill, but their communication has been very good, and she's been able to resolve issues at the garden level. Kind of that self-sustaining garden as it was originally designed. Self-managing garden, I guess is a better way to say it. It has been very effective in the last few years. There's, one gardener who will now call a couple of times a year. A few times a year we've gotten a call from her, but usually it's not actually an out garden issue or an issue. It's a little more of a just stylistic kind of thing that goes with that gardener, not a breaking of rules, or a misunderstanding of the rules. But it's been going well. So yes, she's the first point of contact usually, or she's the one that points out to us that there's an issue. So for the gardener that had gone beyond the garden size, they had, if I remember correctly, and again, I am foggy with my memory right now. She hadn't gotten resolution, she hadn't gotten response, she hadn't been able to get a dialogue going with them. As soon as I contacted them, I think it was one or two contacts and it was resolved. So it wasn't really an issue. And I guess that's the other thing. If it's, it hasn't, there've only been one-off issues. So putting
Maureen,
that
this is Mary
timeline
Catherine.
is just
I was just asked, so then the timeline that we're talking about in the rules would be after Carol has tried to resolve whatever it is between the gardeners, and then it goes to the town employees? Or am I misunderstanding?
let me reread it and see, because again, everything has been handled except for that has been the only one we actually, crafted an email regarding and then said, I think it was an email.
Can I
And
speak
sent it
from,
off.
may I speak from what I had done when I was the coordinator for this? And the complaint would come to me, and then I would bring it to you, but I'd also bring it to the Conservation Commission as well. So you know what, since we're not going to agree on this, if you just want to go back to the way it was and let's move on, I'm fine with that.
It is, the rules are definitely up to the Conservation Commission, so I don't want to supersede you guys. I mean, that's not my intent at all. I just wanted to tell you what I see as the issues with it.
I don't have a problem with some kind of time frame. In the end, the resolution is to, is if there's excessive weeds and it looks like it's been abandoned, to actually determine that it's abandoned, so that then you can take action in whatever they want to do. They could pull everything out, that the person loses the rights to it. I mean, I wouldn't mind something a little bit more relaxed about that. You get, you'll be notified you're not in compliance, and then if nothing happens, in 2 weeks after that, you'll get another notice. You'll get like the official notice, and after 30 days, with nothing happening, it can be determined to be abandoned.
I like that, Guy. Thank you.
And that eases up the town's kind of full time frame on it. And it makes it clear that if you haven't done anything within that kind of time frame, you're going to lose, you're running the risk of losing your plot.
That sounds good. I'm okay with that. So why don't you make change and we could look at that the next meeting as well?
Okay.
Can we do that?
Well, we
Yeah, if you wanna
really
try to get this out.
like to post we've started to get calls. So
Okay. So
unless we have a number of things, so I'm like, we may end up that we can't figure it out, the whole thing, and we can't, but
so
I'd like
how
to
about
make that
1
attempt.
week, a second notification, 2 weeks, and then if no resolution, no attempts to resolve the issues within 30 days, then it's abandoned. How about that?
Right. The first one could just come from the initial one should probably just come from the coordinator, right?
Right.
Or the staff. I mean,
Or,
to-
yeah.
she works
Could be another
full-time
gardener.
too, so,
Mother Gardner.
and does a lot. So I guess one of the things I'm seeing here is that last line of E, that there's a garden steering committee, which we don't have a garden steering committee.
So
So there's
Conservation
no
Commission.
committee that's doing this. I'm sorry.
You put
Karen, maybe-
conservation. Oh, hold on. Why don't you, instead of garden steering committee, put the Conservation Commission, because we've been the ones who have always talked about it. And I missed that. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just trying to do this in real time so that I can hopefully, but it won't let me. Oh, let's see.
Guys, I just
And-
got visual. So you're looking at
Ah.
E on the proposed
That's
rules,
correct.
right?
Correct.
Okay,
Right there.
thanks, because I
Yeah.
I just got
You know
visual.
what? I
So
can always rewrite it and email it to you. Want me to do that? Just E for right now?
Yeah. I mean, and I think that,
2
It
weeks,
almost-
30 weeks, and I'm sorry, Guy.
yeah, no,
the
after the
problem
30
with
days.
saying
you could-
the problem with saying the Conservation Commission is the steering committee is meeting once a month and then in certain months
Right.
not meeting at all. That doesn't really help.
Right. I think a general kind of comment there is going to serve just as well. After 30 days, if no attempts to resolve the issue are made, the plot can be determined to be abandoned. And you
Perfect.
don't have
You have to
have
put
to have
anybody in.
who's going to manage the plot or whatever after that.
Yep.
That can happen on a case by case
Yep.
basis. And
Yep,
then
yep,
you don't
I agree.
With the town reserving the right to manage said plot,
Yeah, I don't I think it
Yeah.
just yeah.
or just abandoned, just forget the whole end of the sentence completely.
Yeah. After 30 days,
Yeah,
if no attempts to resolve the issue are made, it can be determined that the plot is determined to be abandoned.
And then the person who filed the complaint would get notification of that.
The person who filed the
So they're
complaint,
not
Well-
so they wouldn't still be waiting to see if somebody's going to clean it up.
well, that would
I
be,
think that's
we'd have to
something
be
the coordinator can do.
coordinating with Carol and
Carol.
or the garden itself,
Yeah.
the rest of the gardeners, because it is supposed to be self-managed, and taking our facilities guys and our grounds crew off of their daily jobs and into the garden is something that they do kind of, it's not part
Oh,
of what.
no, I didn't. I'm
is-
sorry. I didn't
is
mean
their
that the ground crew would go
responsibility.
in and clean it up. What I'm saying is that
Yeah.
the person who made the complaint would know that after that 30 days, it's been abandoned and then maybe they go in and they clean it up. If it's right next to theirs, maybe they just want to clean it up because there's weeds near theirs. So I'm just
Yeah, I think that would
speculating.
be through Carol.
Yeah, I think that can,
For the most
we
part.
can leave
Right.
that.
Or or they'd
Yeah.
be emailing or
Yeah.
calling me or Ashley. So,
Yep.
I'm sorry. So what were we gonna put in earlier in that? I do have, let me change my screen share to this other screen. I'm not sure it's gonna work, but I'm gonna try. I think it's this one that I just did. Yeah, so here, at which time the garden, so I
Yeah.
crossed that out there, but there was Karen's markup too for, the earlier sentences that I couldn't keep up with. That's this one. So if there's no attempted resolution, what are we leaving? What does the commission want to change about the rest of the sentence? If there's no attempted resolution, she had after 1 week.
Yeah,
Do we
don't put
want,
in 1
yeah,
week.
so we don't or do want to put a time frame?
The second one, the
Yeah.
second notification, didn't you say it would be 2 weeks, Guy?
Yeah, I was thinking
Yeah.
that,
Yep, 2 weeks.
From the standpoint of again, I think maybe starting with, I'm just worried if we have a torrential weather, nobody's going to the garden
Yeah.
to do anything,
But that would
kind
mean
of
that
thing.
every garden was like that, and there wouldn't be a complaint because there's one garden that's looking different. So that's a whole different story. If it's
Well, I'm
torrential-
thinking if it's messy and that's at the point they get it, but then it's raining all week, because we do have that happens almost yearly. We have at least a couple of weeks of a lot of rainstorms.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe I'm overthinking it as well.
Mhm.
It just seems like you're going to send out a first warning or a first letter, and then if
Right.
nothing happens, you're going to send out a second one.
A second
2 weeks.
notification.
Yeah, and then there's still going to be a third warning, and it's a short growing season. It seems
Yeah.
like after the second, I don't know,
Yeah.
if nothing happens after the second one, I would say the
think-
third one wouldn't be a warning. It would be like
right,
You-
that's
Yeah.
what I was
you've given
thinking,
away your plot.
that you get
But you didn't want to
get
put 1 week in.
notified that something's up, that your plot looks neglected. After whether it's 1 week or 2 weeks, you'd get a notification. If nothing has changed, you get a notification.
I
And
just
if
thought of
nothing-
something.
And then, like it says, if no attempts to resolve the issue were made, it will be determined that the plot is abandoned after
And you-
after
So,
third.
so you're
after
gonna
third
you're gonna
notice.
take out the words that say a written warning will be sent, and you're gonna
No.
change that to you're gonna be notified that you've abandoned
Yeah.
your plot. Okay, because that's still in there. That's why I was wondering.
Oh, there's 3. You're right. You know what else? After
I think
abandoned,
we track.
and what we could put in there, and your plot will be relinquished.
Let's see, how should it be worded?
Because
After the
they're
second
abandoned and they no longer have the
notification,
ability to
no
plant.
resolution.
Also, take out steering committee in the first line. Just put the coordinator.
How about I put the town?
Yeah,
And no attempt made to
Sure,
resolve the
town is
issue.
fine.
It will be.
Okay, so
Because
we're
you
all
can
good with the first sentence.
Right,
Let's
but-
just leave there. We're good with the first
and
sentence.
notification can be anything. It
Mm.
can be
Phone call.
verbal, it can be an email, and we can leave
Right.
that general.
Okay.
If there's no attempted resolution, I would say at 2 weeks, they'll be notified,
You are not in compliance with the guidelines.
Weeks. A second notification.
If there is no attempted After
A
2
writ-
weeks.
should we
How about
say
the written warning right then?
written warning then?
Yeah.
I will get rid of the second notice.
So there won't be 3, there'll only be 2
Two,
notifications.
yeah, I think so. They'll get a verbal or an email. They don't do anything with that. They'll get an official notice. And
Okay.
then after that, after
They're
a total of 30 days, they're,
They're out.
Be issued.
yes, yeah, that's good.
And then take out the last part that's the second one that says a written
Yeah.
warning.
Issued.
Hmm.
If no attempts are to resolve it.
After, and then maybe start it with after 30 days.
Oh,
During excessive weeds in your garden plot area.
So after 30 days, if no attempts to resolve the issue are made, it will be determined that the plot is abandoned and you relinquish your right to said plot.
Yes, I think that's a good way to end it.
Will. Where's it going now? Will. Where's it go after the word will? Non-compliance will, and then there's some crossed out stuff.
will be issued.
Yeah, the issue.
Will
Be issued. It's at the end of the sentence.
Right at
Oh,
the
I
end
got
of
it. It's not crossed
Yeah.
out. It's red, but it's not crossed out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. 30 days.
Okay, I think that was
After 30 days.
That's good.
You can leave off the word if after 30 days because you already put if at the beginning. If after 30 days.
No, if is crossed out. I changed it to after 30 days.
You have no idea.
if no
you know
attempts.
what? I am reading this on my stupid phone because I couldn't get it up on the
Yep.
Oh
No,
my
and it's
God.
really hard to, it is
Yeah,
hard to
so-
see the track changes in
Yeah.
red. We understand completely.
So after 30 days, it still looks like the word if is after that. You sure it's not there?
No, it's not before it, it's after it. So after 30 days, if no attempts.
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
Okay, my bad.
Okay.
No attempts to resolve the
Okay,
issue.
I think that sounds good.
Yes, I agree.
And the gardener, oh, good.
Now,
That sounds
all
good.
this said, I'm gonna pull up what is, if, Carol had highlighted a couple of things too, so we're gonna actually address those after, so we'll just make sure that she didn't.
Okay.
Actually, maybe I can
So
pull
you,
it up
you,
quick.
you also fixed the typo with border versus border.
Yeah, she didn't
That's
have that.
good.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you
I
checked,
don't-
you did
I-
that. Where
Yeah.
was that?
I'm trying to find it. I remember seeing it my other one. It's about the borders. Where is it?
Yeah, I did write down your edits were, it's on H.
Okay.
So H.
Yes, plot border versus or divider.
Border spelled wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
you know, somebody wasn't.
Or isn't that
I hate to use chemically treated wood as a plot border. Okay. Or divider.
To be honest, I don't know which border it is. Oh, I'm not sure I would have gotten it right. Yours is
so
this
it's
red one.
BORDER, a line separating an edge or boundary of something. So
Right.
Right.
it was spelled like a person who's boarding in a
Who's
house.
boarding, yes.
Yeah.
So it's spelled that when I corrected it, I put it to BORDER. Okay,
Yep.
let's keep looking at this and keep
So
going.
these are your other comment. Oh, wait, let me
You're
change what I'm
not
sharing.
Yeah.
I've got to change what I'm sharing.
Yep. I know I put in like I wanted to be specific about the closing date
It's
in
this
some
one.
of them.
Is that, am I
the
sharing
one I
yours
did.
now?
Yes.
Yours, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, because I have several screens up, so it's hard for me to
No
tell
worries.
between.
So again, I wanted to be specific about the closing date. So the closing date would be above. So it's referenced previously, noted above. Those are easy.
So that was one of the ones I think where we changed it to put above in parentheses just because of lines and we were trying, you know, at the time
Oh,
when we
okay. I
were
see what
trying.
you're saying.
So it was, and just for consistency, it was above in parentheses, above in parentheses, above in parentheses.
Okay.
So that's
I understand that.
stylistically up to the commission.
Okay.
If
I-
you,
and-
Okay.
Might be able to help us out space-wise.
So the other thing is there was a
Sideways.
typo in number 8 in snack, or it should be snacks, be plural.
Yeah. Okay.
I,
Um,
I'm okay if you don't have the room to just put above.
and I may be able to-
Are there actually, I didn't know there were alcoholic snacks. Okay. My bad.
or other, or
Well, you
other
don't need them
substances.
bringing the stuff on, so it's snacks or alcohol. Do you want to move down again?
Is there anything else?
I don't know. We have to move down. Can you move it down, please?
You want to move down before we?
Yeah, just
Okay,
just to see.
we'll
if-
do that.
in-
So those, yeah, see that.
That's
if
it.
we go to the top.
So just go to above if you really want it just on one page. And then what also will happen though in E with the removing some sentences, it might take it up
Right.
there. So
go back to one page after the track changes are accepted.
right.
And what I will do is the things I'll call your grammar edits, and you know, grammar, spelling, those kinds of edits. I'll incorporate them before.
Great.
We publish
Okay. Do
it.
you want to
I
bring up
just-
Carol's?
I won't do it in real time right here because I'm very likely to mess it up.
Okay, no worries.
One thing that I saw when you start near the top in the third paragraph, it's one line. Failure to comply
Yes.
is identical with F.
I think that was to highlight it.
Okay.
I think it was up there in order to highlight that the rules are important. So maybe we don't need the F.
I think we don't need the F if it's there. I agree with Guy.
And
Okay.
C also ends up with the same kind of language.
Oh, wait a
C
minute. Let me
does?
get back to the other. Oh, no, can't do that. Wait a minute.
Yeah, but that's different, the C, because it was talking about plat maintenance, the walkways. So I think it's a little bit more in C than just that one line.
Right.
Nope, not that one.
So I wouldn't
I
change
shared
that
the
one.
wrong thing.
Whoop.
No, I lost the one we were working on as a group. I don't know where it went.
Well, I think
It might be
I
that
think we
one.
agreed to take out that one line, that the F, because it's redundant. And then C, it talks about a lot, failure to comply
Yeah.
with plot maintenance, pathway maintenance. So it talks more than just your garden plot. So I think that
Right.
one is
But
okay to
but
leave it.
they still fall within the rules and regs. And
Right.
you have following rules and regulations may result in.
Right.
So I mean, you could put that after every single one if you know.
Right.
almost.
You're right. But I think
So
having the
That
pathways.
that one it fits in a little bit better, but F in the top one were identical. So I was
Right.
kind of going like we could
No,
save
I
a little
agree.
bit of space by
Yeah, I agree. F, take it out.
yeah.
I think I finally found it. There we go.
There we go.
Okay, so now I'm going to take out F here.
Correct.
There we go.
There
And
we
then
go.
that should guarantee that we have everything and we can keep
Yeah.
the longer version of what you added further down.
Okay,
about-
cool. About the
previously.
dates.
Yeah, about the dates. Because
Yes.
now we
It's more
shouldn't need
specific.
we shouldn't need that extra
Right.
extra space.
Perfect. Sounds good.
I
What
didn't
were
really
some of Carol's concerns?
Yeah, you can see on this is the one that's been published in last year because this
Yeah.
has last year's. Well, I
Yeah.
guess she updated it for this year,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
you see that this failure is in bold letters.
yeah.
It's kind of that.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Listen, the rules are below.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the things that we might have changed last year that was like loud I think it was 2 years ago we actually.
Now, there was somebody, was it Carol that had that, about, I'm
Oh,
looking
so-
here on the second one that said, gardeners will not have access after
Which
the
one,
season, or is it
It
after
says
the
it right up
closing
there
date?
too.
Or after the closing date? Somebody had comments.
That
That
yeah,
was,
after the closing date.
okay,
So that's you
I
wanted that
think
to say
closing date is good.
if that still fits on.
it will.
Okay,
It will. But
Closing
see,
date, I think it's
yeah.
good.
and again, on the copy you had, I think that line was another line, but on our version that we print, it
Sure.
wasn't. So
okay.
So
it
that's
is a lot of the
perfect.
formatting as to whether it still fits on one page is only up to the Word program you open it with.
Exactly.
It's very frustrating sometimes when we're working on things simultaneously in our office on different computers. Let me pull up Carol's comments now, if you don't mind.
Yep.
And then she had a couple of things to say too. She had the same, I think you also made this comment about in E, about placed into the barrel composter. She's not sure that that's there anymore. So that'll be something I'll check with Steve
Okay.
before we publish it.
Okay.
That's in E, and there's something about the bird bath in F.
Yeah. Yeah.
Change the water in the bird bath. She kind of thought that the stand for the bird bath was there, but there was no longer a bird bath.
Okay.
So
we
that
can
may
handle it.
be, but we can just see what's there, and that I
Okay.
think will be a matter of either staff going out, but it's more likely that Steve knows what was there in the fall when it was still operating. I think those are the only things she highlighted in yellow. I'm not sharing that, just for those in the room. This
That's
isn't,
fine.
they're not seeing Carol's comments
Oh.
right now.
Yeah.
Only we are because
Okay.
yeah.
That looks like it.
So
Got
that
it.
was from her on that, but then she did have a couple of other things. So, not sure, the barrel compost. I don't know if you want to consider expanding the language describing the prohibition of not moving plot markers because of the ones that extended it last year. So I think, I don't know what.
That
I
I don't know
Yeah.
about, so I am sorry.
Oh, I thought that's the one. I thought that's actually what we were talking about, or rather, that's what prompted me with the notice to the,
So
to the, what number are we at?
2D.
2D.
Where are we? Where are we?
So
Two.
right here, right? You guys are seeing what I've,
Remove the corner stake. Yeah.
okay, so last year we had 2 gardeners who moved their corner stakes. And we are planning on putting up new markers with
Cool.
facility, with garden, with grounds. Just to mark them out. It shouldn't take very long. We're not doing it with anything fancy. They're just going to be basically sticks or flags in each corner that just show what the corners of, and that will coincide with the size of the plots.
Perfect.
Because I don't know if, I think we brought them to show you guys, or shared a picture. The gardeners painted this grounds made, and the gardeners painted and installed, or maybe will be installing, new plot numbers on each plot because those were rotted and substantially gone. So those are new for this year. So now we want the plots themselves to be defined. So again, do you think we need stronger language there or more definition to what the corner stakes and the size of the plot?
I think that what it says is you can't move them, and that should be what it is. I mean, I don't think we need to add more verbiage.
Okay.
You said the numbers for them are on the corner ones? Or,
Now they just put the numbers
Yeah.
on each
So
plot.
maybe just put corner stakes and numbers.
that's what I'm wondering.
Oh, corner
Which
stakes
mark each plot and the
and
number
plot marker.
And,
plot numbers. Markers. Okay.
Plot.
So
Plot
instead of which
identifier.
mark each plot, designate each plot.
Thank you. I'm like looking at the marker and Marco, and we got to find a new word. We
Mhm.
need a word.
I take the word out too. You don't need it. Designate
yeah.
each plot.
Yep.
Perfect.
okay.
Okay, so then let's see. The other ongoing was non-garden grade materials to line the pathways. During the cleanup, she removed rubber and other plastic materials in the pathways. The owners used random materials, none of which was designed for use in a garden bed. So let's see. I guess that's where no synthetic.
Yeah.
Let's see, is it
Oh.
that one? I don't think so. Let's see.
There was something about the pathways. I don't remember where it
That's
is. Oh,
D.
E. What
D
about
says one
E?
thing, but E, let's see.
Compost pile. They're not supposed to put. Nope, that's not it either. You know, it's what's interesting when I think about that is how do you know who's doing it? And obviously, if they're doing it, they're not following the rules. It's really, it's too bad.
I'm almost wondering if,
Oh,
and
what if
again,
we
I'd
add
have
it to
to,
D?
I think it's C. I was going to go back up to C, but I'm almost wondering if the
You put in no synthetic
non-compliance
material?
thing
Pardon?
should be I'm wondering if this whole discussion we've just had on the non-compliance and the warnings and stuff maybe should be translated into if you don't follow the rules, these are the warnings you're getting.
Exactly.
You know, instead of only about weeds, because I actually hadn't focused myself on the first sentence that only dealt with weeds when we were discussing it. You know, it just didn't click until we got further into it. And I'm wondering if that should actually be.
I think it should be a separate one, Maureen. If the
Yeah, if
rules
it
are
should
not
be
followed-
elsewhere.
yeah, like right down at the
Now,
bottom.
maybe it is at the bottom, but I'm not there yet. But let's go back up to this pathway. I agreed to provide pathway maintenance. and
So maybe
pathway
put in,
for plots bordering pathway maintenance, including the fence.
I
Can
just thought
you
of
put
something.
this is Mary Catherine. Can you put somewhere in C the wording of non? Oh gosh, I just saw it down below.
Yeah, no synthetic,
Where
no synthetic
is it?
or
Yeah,
compounding
synthetic.
officially.
Where was it now?
It's an A.
No synthetic compounds. You know, if we could put that somewhere in the one about the pathways.
So what we might be able to do is I agree to provide pathway maintenance, including not utilizing any synthetic or artificially made products.
That sounds okay. Yeah. I don't know about including, but how can we? You agree to maintain them and
So it's, what is it? I'm trying to think of another word and it's
know.
blanking on it.
artificial?
Well, no, I'm thinking of
Oh.
something else. I'm sorry. And it's just zipping by my head.
And not use synthetic or
Non-organic,
non-organic, okay,
like that.
materials.
Yep.
Material.
Or Biodegradable,
Oh, that's a good one too. Nice.
not biodegradable materials.
Perfect.
Okay. That one.
Like it?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
Which I think is somewhere else in there anyway, but
I
that
would-
doesn't seem
I
I
right.
don't think so.
Change that. I would change
I don't
that.
like it.
Stuff the one down below was about not throwing into the compost bin.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. So I think that you needed it up top too.
I would change the not to non-biodegradable.
No.
Yep.
That one word or a hyphenated
I
word?
think hyphenated.
Let's hyphenate it.
Yeah,
When in doubt, hyphenate it.
yeah, and that, that's good. All right, I think this has helped out, I hope with the rules and clarification.
And she did say if we had, if we had more, that she would come to a future meeting. She
Okay.
would have joined today if necessary,
Yeah.
but she would like the opportunity
All right.
We could always-
to come if not. I said she always is invited.
Make the-
But
Yeah,
you
it's
wanted I thought you wanted to approve these tonight so the gardeners
Yes.
have them when they're applying.
Right,
Yeah.
I think we will, and
Right.
I think,
Right.
I think for a motion to accept what we've done, and then we have to add language for the plus staff modifications for E and F for clarification, staff clarifications as discussed for E and F.
And the
3, right? 3 E and F?
oh yeah.
3 E and F. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 2 doesn't have an F in it.
Yeah,
And the grammatical
Yeah.
edits
Exactly.
as noted by
Yeah.
Commissioner Pagliaro.
Yeah, because there might be a comma here or there we might miss. So somebody
Right.
can proofread
Yeah.
it and
Yep.
yeah.
Well, if you want to send it to me when it's done, I could proofread it again. I'm happy to do that.
Thank you.
I'm used to writing policies and procedures. Not about gardens, but
I will say that I strongly miss that talent and craft that Fran had as the administrator in our office. She was an excellent editor for grammar and all that. She was very good.
We're striking that about the bird bath.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what we're gonna let them,
Yeah.
yeah.
Figure out whether it exists or not.
No.
Because it may be the top was left in the shed and nobody ever put it out this year or something, or it may have cracked and it doesn't exist. I don't know what it looked like, so I don't know whether
I
it was
never even remember seeing it. So kind of funny.
So it was near the well, so it may have been when they changed out the well and
Okay,
all
okay.
the solar stuff came in that it just
That's right.
was not reassembled or something happened to it.
Yep.
Mm.
Okay, so do we need the motion for this?
Yeah, we should,
So I move that we accept what's the name of this thing called again? The garden rules?
rules and regulations.
Hatchery Brook Community Garden Rules and Regulations.
Okay. With the, what's the word that I want? I'm getting tired. Long day. With the recommended edits.
Or
Or
edits
as
as
modified
discussed.
with, yeah.
Or edits as discussed. Okay.
That's what we do at the Planning and Zoning Commission, as
Okay.
discussed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we can always go back to the tape and check.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm confused, I go to the tape, I look at it and figure it out.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I know that was a little bit of
All right.
a struggle, but I appreciate everybody's attention.
So we
Oh,
have the motion. Did we
In
have
this
a
one, you
second?
don't have, you have snack. You need the S there. In number
Right.
8. You need the S.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
one of
I
the,
got-
we'll do all those.
Yeah.
I'll do all those
Okay.
later.
We
Okay.
had that
Just-
corrected on the other one.
I haven't.
thought.
I haven't merged your
Okay.
comments yet.
Yeah.
I was just making sure there was
Yeah.
nothing else that was obvious
Okay.
to me.
Sounds
All right,
good.
so we had the motion in a second by Tom. So let's just officially, all in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, very good. All right, so that takes care of that and sets it up so that it's in the time frame that works for.
For the gardeners
for
to
the-
fully get their
Yeah.
checks in, because they get very excited every year. They do.
Yeah,
They
I
call
remember that.
us.
And then there's not an awful lot left on the agenda.
No.
Planning and zoning, we didn't have any application.
No, there are none that had come in, and we got one today, but that's not in time to
Okay.
look at. And actually, I don't even think it has anything that would, it may not even
Whew.
have areas that we would be concerned with conservation.
All right.
We are expecting that, probably two that'll be on the next month's agenda, I assume, I would guess.
Okay. Is that-
Uh, The POCD discussion, just very briefly, we did have a meeting with enough attendees this time, so it was an official meeting on that too. I did go through our achievements, highlights as discussed in, in particular, in some detail about the property on the Chamberlain Highway and moving the easement and some other highlights, including town staff kind of stuff with the trails online and getting us all set with that. Trail finders, is that? Yeah.
I believe that's what it's called. Yeah.
We also heard from economic development about a little bit of a disagreement with the planning and zoning where they changed some of the requirements for redeveloped and undeveloped properties on the Berlin Turnpike, and that may lead to some kind of additional meeting between economic development and planning and zoning. And that we got the news that the town is nearing or the 10% affordable housing
Oh,
goal
good.
for the town.
That's good.
So
Yeah.
can I explain that for 1 second?
Sure,
For
yeah.
the benefit of the commission and anybody who might listen to this, that, so the state starts counting affordable units when they have a CO. And that is by a certain date, July 1st or June 30th is their cutoff. So, the reporting that'll come out was for those units that were completed by last summer, will be our new percentage that we'll get. And when we get that new percentage, we are expecting to just hit the 10%, but we do have several units that have come online after that as well. Those also include units that meet the affordable housing thresholds with their financing and other things. The state uses other numbers as well, not only units that are deed restricted by the town, but there's other factors that go into the calculation. But we're making progress and keep moving forward with it because we do have more units coming on, which means we're coming closer to meeting the needs of the community for that. For housing that at least 60 or 80% of the area median income for housing costs. So just a little explanation to go with it.
And Parks and Rec talked about the splash pad moving forward. Now is that at Percival or is that at Hubbard?
No, that's over
Hubbard.
in East. Yeah, East.
It-
Oh, and I guess that is Hubbard.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's what I
Yeah.
thought. Okay. And,
off behind it, so I don't think
yeah,
that is
yeah,
at, yeah.
Where the pool used to be, right? Or
Yeah, it's
still is, but-
replacing the pool.
right.
because- Yeah, Hmm.
Field out back, I guess, had been getting vandalized or.
yeah, activities and
Yeah.
vandalism
Yeah.
that happens back there that the police are pretty good on it, but I think they've also added some cameras and lighting that, to deter.
And there's a big project at the golf course, Timberland, with a bunker and sand trap. And that's probably a third to half completed now. And we'll get finished up in the spring. So that's a significant project in money wise and.
And something else that, you know, for the Park and Rec project and the golf course project, I don't recall where the golf course project is in the POCD, if it is one of the goals, but you know, these are things that are for improvements to the town that are in the 10-year plan to make improvements. So each commission has their goals and priorities. And so everybody reports back as to where their progress is and what they're doing to achieve the tasks in the POCD.
And then another thing came up, and I'll see if Maureen has any kind of update on it. Something that caught my attention from economic development brought it up, but about the town, Chris Edge doing a search of town-owned properties that potentially could be sold by the town, properties that are deemed useless to the town. Which just the terminology kind of got my attention with that, because right now we haven't seen anything. I made the point that the Conservation Commission needs to be involved in this project sooner than later. I don't want to end up seeing a list of them and recommendations for properties that should be sold and find out that they're all on our open space
Right.
maps and
That's
stuff.
what I'm
So-
concerned about, exactly when I
so-
heard that.
Yeah.
We did have an intern last summer who helped us identify, the project didn't quite get finished or polished, but identify open space properties that were parts of subdivisions. He tried,
Yeah.
you know, started working on a map that shows those. So those should all be protected in the fact that that's how they were approved for both the development and for the purchase by the town, regardless of whether a related deed defines them that way. The subdivision map does as open space. So I want the commission to feel some confidence in that.
Mhm.
There are properties owned by the town. For instance, there's this little lot that some of you may or not be aware of in front of Sage Park. It had some contamination that dated all before my time, how it all began. But it's a lot on the Berlin Turnpike that
That the
the commercial zone, a bus is parked there regularly.
Yeah.
That, you know, that is probably not something this commission would be concerned with. It was not purchased as open space. It wasn't touted, even if it was, you know, not a direct relationship. It wasn't touted for that use, perhaps, that we know of. We'll have to make sure nothing about it included funding. Sometimes the funding we used, if we got grants from the state that related to a purchase, that may have constraints on a piece of property and may define it as needing to be used for, and not only open space, but a lot of times they're open space parks and open space parks. And I believe there's one other thing in that grouping, which really is open space.
Yeah.
You know, it's to keep it in a
Yeah.
non traditionally developed stance. There are other parcels that have been purchased, say the property, what was the Knights of Columbus, where we're going, you know, this is a done deal where or pretty done, where we're transferring that ownership to the new developer for the elderly housing that's going to go there. But that's a town-owned piece that was purchased for a purpose that's outside of preserving the land.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah,
we
there-
do have from the assessor lists of properties that are owned by the town. We are trying to work extremely closely with the economic development director to make sure and other town officials to make sure that they are aware and we have the mapping and or the other documents that lead them to those that have been dedicated. And when they aren't, I fully expect that our department, myself or the assistant planner, will be seeing lists as they're formulated so that we can bring them appropriately.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I might bring one that showed the one on the Berlin Turnpike that I just talked about. It's kind of yeah, we all know
Yeah.
that. There's one actually out in front of this property. As you drive in, there's land, off to the south that is a town-owned piece that's separate from the town hall property. So
Yeah, and there's, I mean, on the open space maps and stuff, the town are, there's plenty of.
Right. Pink, but at the time, I think at the time of the last iteration of that map, I'm not sure the differentiation was made of whether they're deed restricted and or otherwise encumbered or not encumbered.
But, you know, it'll be interesting to see that one that you mentioned on the turnpike is often used as overflow parking, so.
Right.
Which may be the better option for the town to keep as parking rather than parking on the.
I think
Ball
that's been
fields.
one of I think that's been one of the discussions,
Yeah.
but again, that's from Park and Rec standpoint
Yeah.
and or
Right.
public parks
But
and
anyway,
facilities.
just looking for that's something that was new to me, so. And I think, you know, could be of interest.
We are trying to keep our finger on
Yeah,
that information to the best of
okay, well.
the communication
But,
we
you know,
can.
The fact that the advisory commission for economic development knew about it and has had some say in it.
I think it's
kind of ruffled my feathers a little bit because town property is either the pink or it's the green. And we represent the green properties and so far it's only been looked at from an economic development
But it
perspective.
wasn't because we were working on the study from
Right,
the
but,
department standpoint.
right, but anyway, anybody else with, commission?
I wanted to just say something about that. Maureen, will there be a process developed where if there's a piece of land that the town owns and they're considering selling it to be developed, that there would be input from residents, from voters, whatever, about it? Will there be hearings or would there be a public hearing? Or would it just go right through economic development and nobody know about it?
I
would imagine go to the council.
now I don't know the whole process of this because I haven't experienced it before, but
No.
off the top of my head, I would certainly say any transfer of property is a town council item or should be a town council item regardless. So it would be going to town council. What the charter ordinances and or state statutes say about holding public hearings on it is another matter. And the transfer of property, I think, also falls under what we call Connecticut. I believe it's transfer in either way. Falls under Connecticut General Statute 8-24, which requires a referral from the Planning and Zoning Commission. and the Planning and Zoning Commission then makes a recommendation one way or another
Okay,
on
so
it.
that they'd
But
definitely be a,
that
they'd
comes
be a part
from
of this
town
whole thing.
council to the Planning and Zoning Commission. So sometimes by the time that 824 comes to the commission, things are pretty far down the planning line of whatever powers are moving forward with or working I don't want to use instigator. That sounds negative. I don't want to sound negative, but the
Initiating,
implementer,
how about initiating?
the initiator of it has gone pretty far. Sometimes by the time the 824 comes in, but our department usually has some sort of heads up that it's coming regardless. But certainly there's the opportunity there, and if it goes to P and Z, I would imagine if time allows, it would certainly, depending on the meeting dates, it would come here for that 824 comments as well.
Mhm.
Again, I might not send to you it might be, oh, the Berlin Turnpike, that's that property. We know it's paved land already, because it was
Yeah.
a brown field, or at least gray field, and paved. So, that we might not send, but certainly if it was otherwise an open land area, we would do our best to have this commission have a meeting between times.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else?
I don't have anything else.
I don't think so.
Just thank you for
Thank
your
you.
patience and
All right. I guess we have
Hey,
one more
winter
motion
can't
tonight.
last. Winter cannot. I just want to say, winter can't last forever, and then I can be a homebody again.
So I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Karen.
I'm
was
tired.
That was Karen.
Karen.
Second.
There we go. All
All
in
right,
favor?
Tom. Aye.
We are adjourned.
Hi.
Okay.
It's
Have a
Thank
good night,
you.
everybody. Take care.
That's
All right. Good
Yeah.
night.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you for your patience getting on. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Thank you for your
Thank you.
patience.
Yeah.